Hey, I want to talk about a pretty fundamental principle in pose optimization and combo optimization that I think a lot of people haven't learned yet. They don't know about it yet. And I think it'll help a lot of people improve their combos, how ergonomic they are, and learn things faster, learn combos that they previously couldn't. And that principle is the principle of the 6 degrees of freedom. I'll explain it in the next about 5 minutes and show you it really works and it really helps you learn combos. I got a couple clips with a friendly green belt who was able to learn struppercut very quickly, and I think now he's able to struppercut better than about half of you guys. So take a look later to see it really working in action. Right, so the 6 degrees of freedom. They're used to describe a position or movement in 3D space. So you have the first 3 degrees of freedom, which are like forward, backwards, up and down, left and right, right? Those describe movement in 3D space. For us, for our combos, we can use that and say, okay, you can, within those 3 degrees of freedom, within the hitboxes, you can place your hands anywhere you want. For struppercut, it's just important that you find the overlap between uppercut and straight. I'm not going to focus on that because the other 3 degrees are much more interesting. They are rotational degrees of freedom. Well, so basically, they describe rotation along any 3D axis. So, for example, this is roll, a rotation along this axis. Then we have this one, pitch, and then yaw, which is this rotation. Right? You don't have to remember what they're called. It's just important that there's 3 axes you can rotate around. Now, because the game is a little bit gentle when it comes to poses, you don't need to do them perfectly. You have some room for error. You can do a pose with about 40 degrees in either direction on any angle that you can be off from the pose. For example, normally you want to do it straight like this, but you can do it like this as well. Or like this. Or like this. As long as you're within that margin of error, it's still going to work. Let me do a quick example. All right, we're gonna go low on the straight, and then I'm just gonna go up until it triggers. Right, so we were right around here for the angle. And you can combine those angles, which is exactly when things get interesting. That means you can't just be off on one angle, you can be off on multiple angles. Let's look at the struppercut. So normally we want to go from the straight to the uppercut, right? But what we can do is make those closes as close to each other as possible in space, but also in rotation. That means we can think of a straight that's the closest to an uppercut it can be. So we can tilt it upwards, we can roll it a little bit, and we can use the yaw as well, adjust it. And then we have a straight pose about here. It's already very different from the normal straight pose, but it will still work. Try it out later. Now for the uppercut, we want to get one as close to the straight as possible. So we rotate it a little bit, and we tilt it a bit, and then that's about where I would like to do it. So I think this one's pretty comfortable. So now struppercut doesn't become going from here to here. It becomes going from here to here. You're seeing already how much closer those two positions are. Let me do an example to show you that it works. So I'm just rolling my hand to get this pose off. Right? I'm not moving my arm back at all because I don't need to. I'm ending here. I'm starting here, getting a pre-pose in before so I can roll through it. And that's basically it. That's the concept. That's the 6 degrees of freedom. I think it'll help a lot to get that down. And I think this should be a common knowledge when teaching poses, even to new players. And it works even on fresh players, as shown in this example. Right? Playing. And it's pitching down, right? It's going up or down. And then this one's called yaw, which is going left or right. And then roll, like it's rolling. So roll it. Yes, exactly. You want that dot dot